Yes.
Going into game 2 of this best of 3 between WhiteRa and AiCytoplasm. It is a PvZ. I am SC2 England, and my co-caster today is Puri. Say hi, Puri.
Hey guys.
So, we do have Cytoplasm as the purple Zerg in the bottom right position, and WhiteRa as the red Protoss in the top left. As I just said, it is a PvZ, and the map is the GSL version of Antigua Shipyard, which essentially is very similar to the ladder version, except there's a supply depot at the ramp, preventing a full wall off, and also forced cross spawns. So, WhiteRa took game 1, for anyone who didn't see. It is going to be uploaded, so do check it out on the VODs and stuff. And, I mean, what do you reckon we are going to be seeing out of WhiteRa this game?
Well, as of course, we just see the pylon go down, so forward fast expand. Like I said, WhiteRa is a bit cocky with his play. So he will be going for a forward fast expand. And he's actually gone for one at the ramp as opposed to at the nexus, which is personal preference. Most people will argue it's easier to hold a 6 pool at your ramp as opposed to the ramp going down into the the main of the map.
To be honest, I don't think he has to worry though, because in game 1 Cytoplasm went for that 9 pool and put on a lot of early pressure, and he held it on a map with an equally wide ramp. So Cytoplasm isn't going to try that again. As we can see, he's going to probably go for a standard 15 pool.
Yep.
Well, actually, he's gone for a 14 pool. So, what is it with these players and doing like just slightly different to what I expect? There's no difference between a 15 and 14. It's just slightly safer getting the 14, slightly more economical getting the 15. But no, everything's pretty standard so far. So, I mean, the advantage for the Zerg player on Antigua is this third base is so easy to take for Zerg, and really quite difficult for Protoss to take. So
yeah, it's very hard for Protoss to take their third. It used to be okay, it was acceptable or whatever, and much easier. But since Stefano style roaches comes out, it just makes it really hard to hold your third, because they can take out your rocks at your third, and then put pressure there, and then if of course you defend that, then they can just run up and surround your units from the bottom of the ramp. So it's very hard to defend, in my opinion.
We do have that natural coming down as well from Cytoplasm. So everything's on real target. He'll try and get that third base down at between 4 and 5 minutes. The ideal time is 4 minutes 20. For any Zerg players out there, that is when you want to hit it.
And WhiteRa going for a forge before cannon?
Nexus before cannon, you mean?
Sorry, I meant gateway.
Oh, gateway before cannon.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
you
what I meant
always have to get a forge before cannon. If you don't, you're cheating.
Yeah.
That'd be so. How overpowered would it be if you could get photon cannons without a forge?
And Cytoplasm's about to take his third of 4 minutes, so a little earlier than your standard, which of course is just greedier, really.
He's safe though. I mean, the one thing I would be, if I was in Cytoplasm's position on this map, I would be expecting a 2-base push. Probably a 2-base all-in almost, because it's so rare for a Protoss to try and take the third because it's so awkward. Also, Cytoplasm himself doesn't want this to go beyond sort of his third base, because a 4th base on this map is a nightmare.
That is so correct.
It's really kind of 3 base at most, but really a 2-base map. I mean, you do see longer games on Antigua, but most players tend to want to end it in the mid-game. So, personally, I reckon we should see a big 3-base play out of Cytoplasm, and probably a big 2-base play out of WhiteRa.
I know, man. Like, we've casted a lot on this map, and you'll just see like the higher end, the high tier Protoss. It's just they won't even like cannon in the third. They'll just throw it down and put on pressure, so it's safe from that, in that weird way. And then they'll add cannons. I've seen a lot of high-end Protosses just take their third, like, easy peasy. Like, I'll watch, I'll be like, damn you. It's pretty much, they do, like, there's a lot of 4-gate variances now, where, like, they just apply 4-gate pressure while expanding. So, of course, if you're attacking your opponent or putting on pressure to your opponent, he's not really going to come attack you, because, of course, he has to defend. And because of that, you're safe to expand. But,
I mean, that's the golden rule of StarCraft, though. Expand behind your push. If you do that, you're going to be well set up into really some quite high leagues. It's sort of the next golden rule as opposed to probes and pylons, or drones and overlords.
And we actually don't have any more Zerglings in production, but Cytoplasm's playing this really smart. He's not actually engaged in the Zealot. The Stalker is across the map now, which of course, the Stalker is the same speed as the Zerglings, and of course it's ranged, so it forces an engagement.
But speed is on the way out for Cytoplasm,
Yeah.
so once that's finished up, that Stalker will have to like run away. Also, Queens are now good against Stalkers because they have the same range.
Well, so
Oh no, one left, one less.
yeah. The Zealot's gone home, so WhiteRa's just winding him up. He was hoping probably to force some extra Zerglings, but that is not the case. No more has been made than 2. Carry on.
The work account I was just having a look at is 51 to 41. Cytoplasm just taken his 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th gas, compared to WhiteRa's 4. So Cytoplasm, from how he's playing at the moment, he's getting a lot of gas. He's also got Lair coming up, but no Evo chamber or anything. So I reckon we're going to see Mutas.
Do you think? I think Hydras.
Do you reckon, really?
I'm going to say Hydras and Festas, or Hydra and Festa. I personally don't think it'll be Mutas, because this is going to be really if he goes Mutas, of course he's going to build a lot of spines, but if a 7 gate comes, he's dead.
But you see, the thing is, which is putting me off the fact that he's going to go Hydras, is unless I'm being blind, there's no Roach Warren down, and you don't get just
Spire's
Hydras.
down. Spire's just started.
It looks like I'm right, Puri.
You are.
So, I actually quite like the choice of Mutas because there's dead space. It's really easy to get into the main. You can also Kai round to get the natural. But again, as you said, the one thing Cytoplasm has to be careful of is any sort of pressure. And he has spotted that pylon that was thrown down by WhiteRa. So good little scouting around there. He's got overlord placements at all the obvious spots as well, that a pylon could go down. So I really like that. But WhiteRa, he's in a good spot. He's getting up. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7 gates and the Robo. He's getting a War Prism out, and he's coming with a big push.
Yep, and he's gonna actually all in right now. So this is what I was saying. Like, you're in a bit of a tough spot, and especially because Cytoplasm has really, really freaking bad creep spread. So he's not gonna actually be able to defend much with spine crawlers, even if he did. So his 3rd is, in my opinion, going to be and Cytoplasm's bringing his drones back to his natural now, so he knows it's dead.
Yeah, I love this use of War Prism as well by WhiteRa. I mean, it's a good choice to get it out. He's got those immortals are a bit wasted because there's no roaches, but these 6 spines. I mean, with 6 spines and a lot of Mutas, he should be able to hold this because the Stalker count isn't actually very high at the moment for WhiteRa.
No. That is true. There's actually 12 Mutas in production, but more Stalkers have been warped in, and it is important to note that the Immortals are really freaking good against the spine crawlers.
They are indeed
with good positioning, but of course there's nothing like there isn't blink on the field, and we do have a lot of Mutas now, and actually the Mutas might snipe the War Prism, which would be really big.
But no, they're not. They're just running straight past. Going to try and get a little bit of surround, force WhiteRa to engage at the spines.
WhiteRa has walled off, and he's warping in his base.
So it looks like Cytoplasm is planning to actually just try and base race WhiteRa here, which isn't the wisest move because those Immortals are just going to do so much. But some good transfuses going off on some of these spines. All the drones have been pulled here by Cytoplasm. Meanwhile, up at WhiteRa's base, well, that wall is holding.
Yeah, and the Muta's taking a lot of damage. The Forge is about to get taken out as well as the cannon, so the Zerglings will do some good damage against the Stalkers. Actually, there are some Zealots just warped in. At the natural, some nice force fields, but at the natural is going to be really tight. There's a lot of Mutas and actually even the drones are still in this. The Queens,
the drones are just going for it, but yeah, the Queens do pick off that War Prism, and that is going to be really, really big. And it looks like Cytoplasm has actually managed to hold this at the moment.
He has. WhiteRa will be warping in more Stalkers and going for round 2, of course. If a lot of the drones died, which they did,
26.
26 is it? It's 37v44 at the moment. So WhiteRa does have the better economy. But WhiteRa messed up a little bit. This warping up just outside his base, like, he must have moved Commander as it was warping in, so of course it didn't move when it finished. And of course they don't get into the engagement and just stay there for a little bit.
So it looks like that Forge is going to try and re-go down, and Cytoplasm is just going to go and put on some pressure, but as you said, WhiteRa, he's in a bit of a tough spot now, because, well, these Mutas are doing a lot of damage up in the mineral line, and really Cytoplasm's held off that 7 gate, and he's in a relatively happy position. He could do it taking his 3rd again, though.
Yep, as you say that, it goes down. And this is going to get interesting. Blink just started.
So is +1 air attack. Now, the one thing
Yes.
I love the Cytoplasm's got is that macro hatch. If he didn't have that, I'd say he was pretty much going to be out of this. But that macro hatch would allow him to drone up and catch up with WhiteRa as he's already doing.
Yeah, and well, he's already overtaken him. Oh, actually, no, he hasn't.
Nearly has.
He nearly has a couple more. We still have 6 meters in production as well, so there's a lot of meters now
It's
coming
an
out into
awful
the
lot of
field.
mutas. I mean, what I'm really surprised at is there's 16 drones just sitting, no, 16 lava just sitting around, and a lot of minerals for Cytoplasm. Obviously, mutas use an awful lot of gas, which he can't support off of just these 4 gas geysers. So I'm surprised he's not just pumping more drones, which he is now starting to do. But you shouldn't have idle lava sitting around. I mean, I believe it was Rhett who said that his one goal in his game is to not have idle lava.
Not bad. That
It's-
would explain Rhett's drone in.
Yeah, I mean, well, it makes sense because if you get too many drones, you build spines, and then you're happy.
Okay, we have 27 stalkers now and 21 muters. Blink is 5 seconds away from finishing, and also plus 2 ground weapons is in production for the Protoss. Meanwhile, for the Zerg, we have a Baneland Nest in production and plus 2 melee attack.
Most importantly, that third base has just finished, but also we will see Cytoplasm was supply block momentarily. And that +1 Zerg flyer is nearly finished as well. So, I mean, the one concern I have for Cytoplasm now is he does have a lot of mutas, which is fine at this stage of the game, but if he allows WhiteRa to macro up and get a big army, they're not good in head-on engagements.
No, absolutely
and they
not.
take up a big chunk of supply, which currently, I mean, all Cytoplasm has available to him is Zerglings and Banelings and mutas. He has no infestors and no roaches to really deal with a big ground force.
Did you see that WhiteRa's natural ramp?
No,
The
I
two-
didn't.
As he started target firing the pylon, like 2 changelings come up and he target them really fast and then kill this pylon again. But we do have a lot of units out for WhiteRa. You know, that is a lot of stalkers. We're
I
up to
know.
35. He has blink, and the supplies are relatively close.
WhiteRa is supply blocked at the moment,
Yeah.
though, which is going
That's
to be a
'cause
bit
the pylon
irritating.
killed.
I know, it is a bit irritating for him. I mean, obviously you've got to remember as well, Cytoplasm, particularly with the drone count, 65 to 52. All the Cytoplasm needs to do is get up to around 74 drones, and then you can just really start pumping. I'd love to see an infestation pit come down, though. I feel that's the critical piece of the puzzle the Cytoplasm's missing.
We've got some crazy upgrades. We've got Baneland speed, 20 seconds away, flyer attack level 2, and Zerg melee attack is about to finish as well. So there's some
Now,
nice upgrades.
this is a big push coming in from WhiteRa,
Yeah.
like absolutely huge, and to be honest, unless those Banelings get an awesome connect, they're not going to be able to do too much at all. But money force fields coming down there by WhiteRa, and those Banelings are just streaming in at the moment, and it's good splitting by WhiteRa though, but
Yeah.
Banelings don't engage well against Stalkers.
Not at all, and he forces the meters to run away, which is pretty much really bad because, of course, now the third is under pressure, and
That
he's going to
third's
be.
going to go down. There's no way Cytoplasm can keep that up, which
And the
means that
drones.
he has to basically win this next engagement, and he only has a handful of Banelings. But he is going to try and just go straight for the Stalker, but great blink out of WhiteRa there. The Banelings do start rolling in, the mutas are picking them off slowly, and once those Stalker numbers get down, a big ball of mutas just do insane damage.
Yeah.
And here we
there's
go,
still
more Banelings are
Banelings.
going in.
Oh,
And it looks like Cytoplasm is actually just going to pull through this with sheer numbers.
I'm pretty sure Cytoplasm will win the game from here on. The 6 stalker. Okay, all the stalkers are near enough dead. The Zerglings reinforcing.
WhiteRa's
Supply
also
shows
mined out in his
six-
main, and nearly mined out in his natural as well. So.
Yeah. WhiteRa, in my opinion, has definitely lost this now. He's not out of the game just yet until like all his forces or whatever die. But that's going to be fairly soon. We have a lot of Zerglings running into the natural now as well.
I'm not too sure on Cytoplasm's choice here of actually trying to pick off pylons with those mutas. I mean,
He's
they're cutting the power.
powering the gateways.
Yeah, he's trying to cut the power off, but I mean, essentially, he is lowering the production capability of WhiteRa, but if it's not affecting his supply count at all or anything like that. So,
No.
I would have preferred to see him go for the natural and just pick off probes, which he could have done very, very easily. There's no cannons at the back of that mineral line. There's nothing really defending it. There's only a handful of stalkers as well. So,
Yeah.
I suppose
Yeah, I
they
see
both
what
have
you're saying.
merit though.
I personally prefer the pylons. he would lose mutas probably, and of course WhiteRa would blink into the cannons to defend, so he'd probably take a bit more damage than needed. Whereas WhiteRa has to spend money he doesn't want to on building more pylons to power his gateways.
Both players, though, are in that situation where they're on one mining base currently. Cytoplasm is long-range mining, though. I'd love to see... well, Cytoplasm's getting down his third. I think he needs to not really worry about expanding anymore and just completely flood units now.
Pretty much. Okay, Templar Archives just finishes. We have a first Archon about to start morphing. If he morphs that in his base, he's going to actually have to kill another building to get it out.
And now some Stalkers have been caught out. 1 free Stalker there. The Zerglings do manage to get in. In come all of the Banelings as well. And this is pretty much GG now.
That Archon died. Like, I didn't even see it die. It died that fast.
And the Banelings are
GG.
connecting everywhere. And there goes the GG. So that levels it up at 1-all in this best of 3. So do stay around for game 3 and the decider.
That was